my name's Ricky, and today we'll be making Cuban bread. You can use this kind of bread to make sandwiches, you can use it for cheese bread, rolls, you can use it for pizza dough. My favorite flour to use for this type of bread is King Arthur flour. You can find this at most of your grocery stores, and if they're not available, you can also order them from Amazon. So what we're gonna need for this Cuban bread is going to be 1 1/4 cups of warm water, 2 teaspoons of dry yeast, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of raw white sugar, 500 grams of all-purpose or bread flour, and 1/4 cup of lard. You're using what? Lard. So we're gonna go ahead and stick the dry active yeast inside of the water to activate it. 1 teaspoon and another one. Give that a little stir. Once that's done, you're gonna notice it looks like it's alive. And that's because it is. To measure the flour, I like to use a kitchen scale like this one right here. So I'm weighing out in grams. So for right now, what we can do is add the sugar into the flour mix, as well as the lard. All right, now that our yeast has been sitting for about 10 to 15 minutes, it's now bubbled up and it's activated, so we can now start to mix it with our dry ingredients. So right here, I'm gonna go in about 1/3 at a time and mix after each time. So here's that first third. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it by hand or spatula. Here's that second third. So the dough is going to start to shag a little bit. You'll notice it's a little shaggy. That's okay. Eventually what's going to happen is it's all going to bond together and form that dough. Now it's time for that final third of yeast and water. After about 5 minutes of mixing here, it's now time to pull out the hands. What we can do now is get our stand mixer and go ahead and mix it in there. We're going to be using the dough hook attachment right here. Now using this stand mixer here, I'm going to set it to speed number 2 for about 5 to 8 minutes. You can sniff it if you like, sniff it. You thought I forgot the salt. I almost did. Now that the dough has come together, what we can do is remove it from the stand mixer and place it into a nice oiled bowl. Right here, I'm just going to tighten the ball up a little bit. I'm going to put it top down just to make sure that it's oiled. Then I'm going to flip it over and leave it in there just like that. Now besides sitting here looking all cute, over the next hour what this dough is going to do is it's going to rise because of that yeast. And once it does, we're going to be ready for the next step. Alright, so as you can see, we've waited here for a little over an hour and we can see that our bread dough has completely risen. It looks beautiful. It's like a big pillow. I like pillows. So what we'll do now is shape this dough. So we're going to start by taking it out. You can just feel it. It's really doughy, real stretchy, real silky. Now, if you've worked with any other kind of dough, you'll be able to tell the difference between using an oil-based dough and something like this where we use the lard. It's a little different. I'm just going to split it right down the middle so that I have even rolls. Now, what I also like to do when I make sandwiches or even like pizza doughs is on the bottom, I like to add a little bit of texture. So to do that, what I'm going to do is add this here yellow cornmeal. Put a smacking on that dough. And there they are. So pretty. Now that these are shaped, they're ready for the second rise. About another hour to hour and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these up to prevent the crust from hardening while it rises. And now we just let them rise. That's it. Make sure while your bread is rising close to the end of the hour, you're going to want to go ahead and set your oven to 375. All right, now that the bread has risen, we're going to go ahead and put these on their individual baking sheets and go ahead and score them down the middle. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and coat these with some egg wash to give it a nice little glaze. We're gonna go ahead and take a brush, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip it inside of this wash and bathe each bread right here. Just like this. So with the oven preheated to 375, we're gonna go ahead and pop these in there for about 20 to 23 minutes. So now with your oven warmed up, you're gonna wanna grab your loaves. So number one, stick it right in there. And number two. It doesn't fit. It just goes right in there. Just put it. Close it, walk away. Loaf number one is ready, and I've got a spatula. Let's go. Oh, right in my face. 1 second. Got it. There it is, people. It's time to cut our bread, slice it right down the middle, and get ready for some sandwiches. As you can see, the sun has left me, but that's okay because we got lights in here. Alright guys, now that the sandwich is done grilling, we're going to transfer it over to a cutting board and slice it right down the middle. And now for the taste test. Let's go, baby. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out and watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you get a chance, please try the recipe and let me know how it goes. Tag me in here or send a message. I really appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one.